Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, God bless you. Happy birthday to you. Yep. This is going to be my birthday special for newkirkgman2, aka Gary, in which the very first segment I'm going to be doing is my PlayStation 2 collection. Anyways, and I have a lot of games, so this is why it's going to this is why I'm filming with this web camera. Anyways, let's get started. First up, I'm going to show you PacMan Power Pack, which has PacMan World 2, PacMan World 3, and PacMan World Rally. Which all three are good games. And I've beaten them all. Well, at least I beat PacMan World 2 and 3, and I think I might have gotten PacMan World Rally beat as well. I might do reviews for all three of those games on YouTube, but the only one that might be a full run will be PacMan World Rally. And this next one is in a different case, but it's Guitar Hero Van Halen. This is good, and I did have a video of this up on YouTube of me playing Cathedral, but I removed it for copyright reasons, so it's no longer viewable. But it's a good game and all, and here's the disc to it. And up next is Scooby Doo Unmasked, but the disc for it is missing. See? But here's the case to it. But this was a good game from what I do remember. Here's the back. I hope to get the disc back. And up next is a game that I don't really play. Trivial Pursuit. But you probably won't see me do this on YouTube, most definitely. There's this to it. Up next, this game doesn't work on my PS2 because it's probably because it's the PS2 that I have is the older one, and it probably only takes the newer the slim PS2s. But this is Ultimate Board Game Collection. There's the back. And here's the spine. And the disc is right here. And here's the next game I have. Shrek II. Based off the movie. I think this one's okay at best. You might see me do this on YouTube, but I highly doubt it. There's the disc. Wait. Next up is Open Season. Based off the movie. This isn't too bad a game. I could do this on YouTube. We'll see. But in this game you play as Boog, the bear. And you also can play as Elliot in this game too. Here's the back. Oh, this is upside down. But there it is. Next up, let me put this back up. Yeah, this is taking pretty long, I know. This is what I get for having so many PlayStation 2 games. But the next one is Robots, based off that the 2005, I think it was, movie. Which I've never seen, actually, but this game's okay at best. There's the disc to it. Bougie. This is the next game I have. Not a big fan of this game. I only played this once. But I might play it again. It's not going to be on camera, though. I know this is also out for on the Nintendo Wii. Next up, Shark Tale. Again, based off that movie from either 2004 or 2005. In this game, you play as Oscar, who is voiced by Will Smith. Here's the back. And there's the disc to it. Up next is a game I have done once before on my channel. Are You Smarter Than a 5th Grader? Make the Grade. This was probably one, if not the last, one of the last videos I did with the other camera. When I did this for my Christmas special. And then I started using, well, this camera and my flip video camera. But, this is a pretty good game. It's based off the Fox version of Are You Smarter Than a 5th Grader. Much better than the CMT syndicated version, by the way. And there's the disc. I'm turning it upside down. Whoopsie. There we go. That's better. Oops, excuse me there. And a lot of you are going to like this next game I'm going to show. Wheel of Fortune. Which I have done once. This version of it anyway on my channel. And this game is exactly like the second edition for the PlayStation and the PC. Except this one doesn't have the videos that you get of the it doesn't have videos of the people who work for the show like the second edition did. But this game does have those words and phrases which we all know and love. And you can't, and I'm missing the manual for this, as you can tell, but the disc I still have. Next up is Jeopardy. Which, I like this game, but I'm not too good at it. I've only won this, by myself at least, anyway, only a few times. Because most of the time I have to have help. Yeah, I'm not good with trivia, so... But there's the back. I know Aubrey has this, as well as Wheel of Fortune. And he also has Are You Smarter Than a 5th Grader make the grade for the Wii. And there's the disc. Next up, Scooby Doo Night of 100 Frights, which Matthew V21688 has, if unless he got rid of it, but I don't think he did. I'd say this game's pretty good, even though I haven't played it in a long time. But I have beaten it before. I think the first time I beat it was back in 2006. And here's the back to it. And there's the disc. And this is the greatest hits version. Next up, Scooby Doo Mystery Mayhem. An okay game, to say the least. I have beaten this before as well. There's the back to it. Another upside down disc. But there it is anyway. And up next is a game that I think Aubrey did have, but I think he might have given it away. But it's SpongeBob SquarePants Revenge of the Flying Dutchman. You're not going to see me do this game on my channel unless I get a different version of it for... Because there's something wrong with this game. I think I might have scratched it up when I first got it. It can play on the PS2, but it kind of stops up after a while, so that's why you're not going to see me do this. Plus, I haven't played this, and plus I probably lost interest in it anyway. But there's the disc. I did get this for my birthday, and I think that was back in 2003. By the way, to let you all know, I did the Christmas of 2002 was when I got my PlayStation 2, so I've had it for, this Christmas will be 10 years I've had it. And it still works good. Next up is SpongeBob SquarePants Battle for Bikini Bottom. This one's okay. By the way, a lot of these games I think are going to be kiddiest because I got, like I said, I got the PS2 Christmas in 2002, and I was like 7 years old at that time. I almost forgot to show you the disc. By the way, I know I haven't shown the disc for the PacMan games. I don't know if I probably will or not. And up next is a game that's alright, but not the greatest. It's Nicktoons Unite. And are you going to see me do this game on my channel? Most likely not. But here's the back. In this game you can play as Timmy Turner, SpongeBob SquarePants, Jimmy Neutron, and Danny Phantom. And I like Danny Phantom. I don't know why they quit making episodes of the show. But here's the disc and the instruction manual. We're only like 17 minutes and 40 seconds into the video, and I still got a long ways to go to get done with this part. Here's the SpongeBob SquarePants movie. Pretty good. You could see me do this on my channel. It's based off the movie of SpongeBob SquarePants. And here's the back. In this game you can play as SpongeBob and Patrick. And in this Battle for Bikini Bottom game you could play as SpongeBob, Patrick, and Sandy. Maybe one more, but I think that's it. There's the disc to it. Of course, the final boss in this game I think is probably King Neptune, a brainwashed version of him. Brainwashed, controlled by Plankton. But anyway, here's the next game I'm going to show you, Rugrats Royal Ransom, which I also have for the GameCube. But this version I got for Christmas back in 2002, which again was when I got my PS2, along with Scooby Doo Night of 100 Frights. It was a different copy though. Oh, and there's the back. This game you can play as Tommy, Chucky, Phil, Lil, and Kimmy. And you have to do these different challenges. But It's alright. By the way, I think I like Kimmy and everything. But I think the show was at its best when they just had Tommy, Chucky, Phil, and Lil. You know, back in the early to late 90s. Here's the next game. The Chronicles of Narnia, Prince Caspian. Based off the movie, which I never did see. The only Narnia movie I've seen was The Lion, the Witch, and the Wardrobe. Which I have. But there's the back to it. This game you can play... I know you can play as the 4 main characters. Susan, and I forget the rest. But you can also play as some other characters too. I haven't seen... It's been so long ago since I seen that movie Lion, the Witch, and the Wardrobe that I don't even remember all the characters' names. All the main characters' names. But I think one of them was... Another one of them besides Susan, I think her name was Edwin. But anyway, let's continue on with this video. Next up is Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. Based off the 2003 Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles series. There is a new Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles series out. If I can speak. There's a new series of the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles that's on Nickelodeon right now. But this is based off the 2003 version that was on, I think, the Fox Box and the Cartoon Network when it was good. Anyway, there's the back to it, and you can play as all 4 of the turtles: Leonardo, Donatello, Michelangelo, and Raphael. And there's the disc to it. This game is made by Konami, who's also responsible for the NES versions of Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. I know the first 2 were released under a different company title, but it was released by Konami and as a different company name for a company. Next game is Stitch Experiment 626. This one's okay, I guess. In this game, of course, you can play as Stitch from Lilo and Stitch, the movie. But you're out on these space missions, so you don't play as Lilo in this game. But there's the back. I don't know if Robert's going to get this or not. He might. There's the back. Or the disc, excuse me. And don't mind the J symbol on here. I'll explain why that is. If someone asks, I'll explain in the comments. Next up is Frogger the Great Quest. Now, I did beat this game, but it was so long ago. And plus, this game doesn't work on my PS2. And I see it's by Konami, so I actually did not know that. That's very cool. But anyway, there's the, here's the back to it. I gotta say, Konami's probably my favorite video game company because they're responsible for Contra, Castlevania, and a lot of other classics. And there's the disc. And the instruction manual. And Konami's classic logo, by the way, I think is better than their current one. Not that their current one is bad or anything. I just like their classic one a lot better. Next up is Jak and Daxter, the Precursor Legacy. I like this one. Even though I haven't played it in a while, I think this game was made by the same company that was the original makers of Crash Bandicoot, and that's Naughty Dog. And there's the back. There's the, and, oopsie, sorry. And, here's the disc. It's kind of hard to see with the lighting on this camera, I know. But, there was the disc anyway. But you probably won't see me do this on YouTube, because, it's pretty long. And I've only beaten it once. Next up, Jak 2. I don't think I've ever beaten this game. But I like this game. There's a little swearing in it, but that's why, I guess that's why it's rated T for teen. But this game's pretty good. But very long. I think it's probably the hardest of the series. And also takes the longest to beat, too. I did have Jak 3, by the way, but I lost that. But it was a good game. The Precursor Legacy game was rated E for everyone, though. And up next, Crash Bandicoot: The Wrath of Cortex. Yeah, this game is the case for it is the plastic for it is a little ripped. But this game is a good game, and I saw Ben Mason Television's video of his GameCube collection. And he has this game on the GameCube, and I have it for PS2. I want to get it on the GameCube and the Xbox as well. And news on the Xbox, the disc tray for it is when it's not coming. It doesn't come out right. It doesn't come out. It doesn't come out at all. So I have to get a new Xbox. And it's a shame, too, because I did also get Sonic Heroes for the Xbox as well. But anyway, here's the disc to Crash Bandicoot: The Wrath of Cortex. Which is probably my favorite Crash game on the PlayStation. Favorite Crash game since that was made after the releases of the PlayStation games. Here's a Crash Tag Team Racing, which I think is the third racing game in the Crash series. First two being Crash Team Racing and the other being Crash Nitro Kart. But this game's pretty good, although I haven't played it in quite some time. But there's the back to it. And there's the disc. I remember in the loading, when you load the game, if you press the triangle button, I think he Crash farts, If you press the square button, he burps. And if you hold down the left analog, and if you hold down the press the left analog stick, right, or left, or up or down, excuse me. For up, he'll make it lighter. For down, harder. And nastier. That's a cool thing. There's the... And there's Crash Team Racing. Excuse me there. Next up... Crash of the Titans. All I have to say is it's horrible! This isn't really even Crash, to be honest. It's a ruined version of Crash Bandicoot. So do not expect me to do this on YouTube. I'm thinking Mine Over Mutants probably going to be another Crash ruin. If you know what I mean. Anyway, here's the back to it. And another upside down disc. But there it is. And here's the next game, Crash Twinsanity, which debuts Nina Cortex. This game's pretty good. It's not like the classic Crash games, but it's pretty good at best. I've beaten it before. Only once, though, I think it was. But anyway, here's the back to it. I gotta tell you, Ukoka's theme in this game is very awesome. You should check it out on YouTube. Oh. There. And there's the disc. And by the way, for Crash, throughout the Cortex, Crash Bandicoot throughout the Cortex, I think my two top favorite levels in that game, due to the music, are Avalanche, Avalanche and Solar Bowler, and my favorite boss is the what's the name of the level? Atmospheric Pressure. And here's the next game I have, Rock Band 2. I like this game, but you're not going to see me do this on YouTube for copyrighted reasons. But here's the back. But you might see me do this on Daily Motion. I did do one video of Rock Band 2 on Daily Motion. And my Daily Motion username is Justin the Rocker if you want to check that out. Up next, the original Rock Band. Excuse me. This game, I think, isn't as good as the second game. But this game is good. I've lost interest. I kind of lost interest, though, in the Rock Band and Guitar Hero games. But here's the disc. But I will say, they were really good for their time. Guitar Hero World Tour, which I think Aubrey has still on the PlayStation 2. This game is good. But like I said, I'm less interested in the Guitar Hero and Rock Band games. And there's the back. And this is probably the very first ever Guitar Hero game where you could also play the drums and sing, just like in Rock Band, in addition to playing the guitars. And there's the disc to it. No instructional manual. Up next is the Guitar Hero Rocks the 80s. This game has the exact same graphics as the that are in the second game. And I remember Aubrey did a video of this game when he had his Obstro 6 channel, and he played I Ran So Far Away by Flock of Seagulls. But unfortunately, since Aubrey closed his account, his Obstro 6 channel, that video is no longer viewable, but I remember enjoying it. And there's the disc to it. Next up, and I just mentioned this game, Guitar Hero. Actually, no, I didn't. No, I did not mention this. I thought this was Guitar Hero 2. But this is Guitar Hero Aerosmith. This game is good for those of you Guitar Hero fans that like Aerosmith. And I like Aerosmith's music. I think I really wish that they put I Don't Want to Miss a Thing in this game. And as for Van Halen, for the songs that aren't on there that I really want to be on, the one I want the most is Where Have All the Good Times Gone? Now, next is Guitar Hero 3, probably the best game in the series, and one of the hardest Guitar Hero games that I have. I don't have Warriors of Rock, though, but I remember hearing that that's very difficult. And I've seen some videos of that game, so I can kind of see why it's called Warriors of Rock. And this game is entitled Legends of Rock. This one has updated graphics and shares the same, and Guitar Hero Aerosmith shares the same graphics that this game shares. There's the disc. It kind of looks like a DJ disc or something. The disc that DJs spin around. Yep. Almost 40 minutes into the video, and there's still plenty of games left. Next up is Guitar Hero 2. And, this is the sequel to the first game. I remember getting this game for Christmas back in 2006 along with the first Guitar Hero. Sadly, I don't have the first Guitar Hero anymore because I lost it. I might get it back. I'm kind of wanting to get it back. But there's the disc. The only song that I haven't beaten in this game on expert difficulty is Jordan. And I probably never will beat that, to tell you the truth. And also 6 by, what's the name of the band? I forget their name, but 6 is difficult too. All That Remains, I think, is the name of the band. Next up, Sly Cooper and the Thievius Raccoonus. The first Sly Cooper game there ever was. This game's good. I liked it. And there's the back. But due to the length, you might not see me do this game on YouTube. But you never know. And the disc for it is right here. And there's the instruction booklet, which is the Thievius Raccoonus book. It looks like it. Next up is Slide 3, Honor Among Thieves. This game is good. It's very similar to it's more similar to the second game, which I will show next. Sorry for spoilers, but and there's the back. And there's the disc, and again, another Thievius Raccoonus looking instruction manual, but this one looks, the manual is in great condition itself, but the way the Thievius Raccoonus thing looks on it, it doesn't look that great. Oh. Excuse me there. And up next is, of course, Slide 2, Band of Thieves. Probably my favorite game in the series. This is the first Sly Cooper game I ever played. This has got the most stages in it, so I guess you can say it's the longest game to complete. It takes longer to complete this game than the other two. But it's pretty good. And here's the manual and this disc. Yeah, this is going to take a long time to finish. Or to film, rather. But we're almost done. Next up is Transformers the video game. My cousin Kyle really likes to play this when he's over here. And this is based off the 2007 movie, which is very good. I wish I still had it. The movie, anyway. But here's the back to it. I know there's two other Transformers games based off those other two Transformers movies. And there's the game. Or the disc. Excuse me. And up next is the Fairly OddParents Shadow Showdown. Probably the second Fairly OddParents game. First one being Breaking the Rules. Breaking the Rules. Excuse me. And here's the back to it. And the disc. Next up, Family Feud. Which, I do have a run for this game going, but I did film, I think it was my 3rd or 4th game this was, but I didn't post it. And that was over a year ago. And, but this game, I think, is good. Yes, I admit, it does kind of rip you off at times. Which is why it's not the greatest Family Feud game. But I think it could have been a lot worse. And I also have the PC version of this, too. I did one game of that. My one game winnings total for that game is $20,000. Because I won the fast money. I think I came up with every #1 answer. When I did that game on the fast money round. I had to have. Next up, Ratchet and Clank. Good game. But I've never beaten this. But I have made it to the final boss. Chairman Shrek, I think it is. But I've never beaten him. But I will one day. Excuse me. Anyway, here's the back to it. And the disc. And this is a poster. And you can't see it because I haven't. And you can see the poster, but you can't see the fact that there's a tear in it. But that's alright. It's only a slight tear, so it's okay. Next up, Treasure Planet. Alright, I guess. And this is based off the movie, which I haven't seen. There. Sorry about that. Anyway, this game, is okay, but you're not going to see me do this on YouTube. Here's the back to it. And right here's the disc. Next game, Shadow the Hedgehog. Which I think Matthew, if I'm not mistaken, has this on the GameCube. I don't think he's giving it away, but anyway. I know he doesn't like this game, but I think it's okay. It is a little surprising though with the swearing in it, especially since for its rating, it does say everyone 10 and up, but there is a little swearing in it. But I think all they say is the D word, and that's it. And here's the back. And right here's the disc to it. I think only 5 games left. And this one, and here's the next one, Sonic Heroes. Which I had actually borrowed this game from my cousins Brendan and Kyle years ago, and I never did bring it back, so I guess this is mine now. And I did mention this earlier, but I did also recently buy the Xbox version of this. And I have it on the... And I have it in my Xbox collection, but I can't play it, 'cause, like I said, because the Xbox disc tray won't come out. My stepdad tried to fix it, but he couldn't do it. So I have to get a new Xbox. But here's the disc. And the new Xbox I want to get, by the way, is the Mountain Dew Xbox. But that's going to be hard to find. Four games left, and I'll get them all out right here. Starting off, and I'll actually go in order this time. Attack and the Power of Juju. I don't mean alphabetical order, by the way, but you know what I mean in a minute. Anyway, I have Attack and the Power of Juju, which, this game's alright. It's made by Nick Games. There was also a short-lived television series of this game, but it didn't last very long. But I thought it was pretty good. And here's the back. But a lot of others must not have liked the show, which is why it only lasted like 26 episodes, I think it was. And there's the disc. Next up is the second game, Attack 2, the Staff of Dreams. This one's alright. I've never beaten this game, though, and I've never beaten the first game either. But this is probably my favorite attack game. Excuse me, and I just got the cheese. Anyway. This game's enjoyable. Even though I haven't played it in quite some time. Did I show you the disc for Attack and the Power of Juju? If I didn't, here it is. If I did, then sorry for showing it again. But here's the disc for Attack 2, Staff of Dreams. Next up is Attack the Great Juju Challenge. My least favorite in the series. But here's the back to it. And here's the disc. And the last game, this is the final game of this monstrosity of PS2 games that I have. It's Spiral, A Hero's Tale. I gotta say, this is pretty good, but not the best Spiral game. The best Spiral game, I say, is Ripto's Rage on the PlayStation 2, and then after that comes You Have the Dragon on the... Did I say PlayStation 2? I meant PlayStation 1. If I said PlayStation 2, then sorry. PlayStation 1. And then after that it comes Year of the Dragon, also on PlayStation 1, and then Spiral 1's great too. And there's the disc to it. And there you have it for my monstrosity of PlayStation 2 games. And there you have it for this first segment of my birthday special for Newkirkgman2. I'll see you guys for the second segment.